Huh?
Again.
I guess we'll just wait.
You know, we've had some great speakers today, and we are about to hear from two more, because we're privileged to have with us today former Congressman Keith Rothfus, who represented much of Western Pennsylvania through 3 consecutive terms in the U.S. Congress, and did so standing up for the conservative values and policies of economic growth that we all know are so vital to America. And we also have Jeff Lord, who, as you know, is one of President Trump's favorite talking heads on television and a former business partner of mine and someone with whom I served in the Ronald Reagan campaign just a couple of years ago. So please welcome Congressman Keith Rothfus and Jeff Lord.
Hey. All right, everybody.
Hello, conservatives. Fellow conservatives.
And my job now is to shut up and let Jeff and Keith talk.
All right.
See, I just need to step to the back.
I'll defer to the congressman.
Well, I'll just take a minute here. I've been talking to a lot of folks across the country, a lot of folks engaged in politics right now. You are in ground zero for where we head for the next 4 years, because if we win the races out in Western Pennsylvania, we deliver the state for President Trump. That means President Trump gets reelected for 4 more years. But they're throwing everything at us. You saw what our Pennsylvania Supreme Court did the other day, right? You can now mail your ballot so long as it's postmarked by Election Day, 8 p.m., they can count it for 3 days. But wait, there was a footnote in that. If there's no postmark, so long as there's no evidence that it was sent late, we're still going to count it. Hello. They are doing everything they can to make sure that we don't stay on course to get this country back to where it needs to be. We're not going to let them do it. It's going to happen here in Western PA. So I need everybody out there. I know you're here now, but take it and get those people out to the polls. And I'm going to pass it off to Jeff here.
All right. Well, I just want to tell you one quick story here. We've all heard the news about the Supreme Court, and you've mentioned the state Supreme Court. I just want to tell you a little tale from Reagan days when I was a White House political director, associate political director. There was a vacancy on the Supreme Court, and President Reagan nominated a wonderfully well-qualified man named Robert Bork. And the political office, along with other parts of the White House, were in charge of getting him confirmed. And suddenly, we began to realize that this was a Supreme Court nomination like no other. Most of these things were very genteel affairs. Most of them were kind of sleepy. You had to be a lawyer to understand all the arcane terminology that was being discussed. Suddenly, there was a commercial on the air, the first commercial ever to attack a nominee for the Supreme Court, narrated by Gregory Peck, the movie star of the day, talking about Robert Bork's America. The chief of staff of the White House at that time was a lovely man named Howard Baker, former Senator Howard Baker. Senator Baker was a senator's senator. His father-in-law had also been Everett Dirksen, who was a Senate Republican leader. And he revered the Senate, and he wanted us to be operating within the rules. And sad to say, there was a fight like we had never seen, and we were not ready for. Now, I just want to suggest to you that we're about to go through this again, and I have an email here that came in while I was sitting here waiting to go on, and it says, President Trump will nominate a conservative justice. Now, we don't know who that is, but we know it will be a conservative. And my suggestion to all of you is don't let this person be borked. And you guys need to stand up and fight right here and carry that fight, and that means, first of all, getting Donald Trump reelected. So with that, I'll turn it back to Charlie.
All right.
And I flip it right over. Yeah, I flip it right over to Congressman Rothfus.
Well, you got the marching orders. You mentioned Judge Bork. And if you want to trace all the controversy and the acrimony in politics today, It really started in
Yes, it did.
1987. It was Ted Kennedy who went to the floor and gave a speech called Robert Bork's America, a complete character assassination. This is what the hard left has been all about. It's called the politics of personal destruction, and now they've had Donald Trump in their eyes. When you have what happened to him, you go back to 2016, in the summer of 2016, when they put Crossfire Hurricane together. And then when you had that meeting in the Oval Office on January 5, 2017, and Joe Biden is right there, and you look at the notes that were put together, and VP, that's Joe Biden, Logan Act. They were framing General Flynn. This is the crowd of politics of personal destruction. We're going to push back against that. We're going to win. We're going to give 4 more years to President Trump, and we're going to keep America great. So thank you, and let's do this.
One other thing I would add, you heard my old friend K.T. McFarland up here talking about the arrogance of Washington. I worked in Washington for a long time, and as my fellow Pennsylvanians, you would recognize the names of Congressman Bud Schuster and Senator John Hines before I went into the Reagan White House. And I have to say, KT is spot on. The contempt, I can find no other word for it, the contempt that a lot of these people feel for you, for the American people, is mind-boggling. They think they're the smartest people in the room, that they are the ones who are entitled to make your decisions for you, and they will try and do it. So again, the way to remedy this is to get President Trump reelected.
Hear, hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff
All
Lord,
right.
Congressman Keith
God bless
Rothfuss.
you all.
Keep up the good
God bless
work.
America. Thank you.